Mike, I'm gonna bring you up here and I'm gonna read a little intro, a person that doesn't need any intro, right? Uh, I don't know. Do you? Thanks for being here. What a great support. Someone also on the journey that has been very supportive and someone that I know and trust and have worked with a few times before and will definitely connecting always every time we, building community. And Mike, if you can wait to screen share because we want to make sure that we get you on the camera for the replay. I do appreciate that, but you know that it works. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Let's look at what we got here for Mike, and I'll bring him up here. Here we go. Mike Ashabraner, founder of the Hounds of Business Community, and known professionally and knows how to come on camera sometimes as the Redneck Connecktor, proof in the pudding. He is recognized authority in helping entrepreneurs expand both their network and their net worth because your network equals your net worth. And we are learning that today through his innovative trust first business community approach. His methodology centers on four key pillars, which are clarity, connections, community, and conversation. Together, they form the foundation of becoming what he likes to call a master attractor. And through these principles, Mike's has revolutionized how professionals and organizations develop trust first strategic relationships, demonstrating that authentic networking can be powerful catalysts for business success. All right, Mike, take it away. It's all yours, friend.
All right, thank you for that. That was an Apollo Creed style intro if I ever had one. I appreciate this. And this is the hardest part is make sure I got the screen shared. So watch this. See if I got it. Ta-da. Is that working? Y'all see that? Are we good? All right, thank you. I see the thumbs up, Beverly. All right. Am I last? Am I the last speaker today?
Yeah, we say the best for last, the
Oh, I
the
would
diamond in the rough, because you
no.
need to wrap it all up and show people how this all works together in unity.
Yeah, it wasn't the best for last, but probably the wildest. I'll probably take that one. And I love going after these two guys because, wow, man, that set it up. So I'm going to get more tactical. I hope everybody's feeling good. I love it today. You are the queen of this. And I'm not paid to say, I don't say stuff I don't mean. But when I get stuff I can say boldly and truthfully, I just shout it out because I don't do it enough. Wow, I am so glad to be here. And everybody showed up on the week after the holidays. That says it all, man. Y'all are ready to go. I'm ready to bring it because that means you're serious about growing. And not everybody is. That's fine. We'll be here when they are. But you guys are, so I'm going to bring it. All right, real quick. Just to set this up so nobody's confused, this is not a bait and switch. You did not come to a cheap ass infomercial. Obviously, this is Nicole stuff. But what I'm going to have to do and talk to you about and actually show you, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to give you a guide. Go knock yourself out. Have a ball. If it works, great. If it don't, yeah, you're welcome. I'm not going to try to sell you a $1 trinket or $1 million trinket you clearly don't need. So that's it. Roadmap. This right here is 25 years of my business failure, right? So I drove off the cliff 50 million times. I don't want other people to have to do it. So that's why people join the community. That's why they hire me because I failed more times than most folks tried, right? And nobody wants to go through that hell. Trust me. Buckle up, take notes, make faces, chat. I'll try to get to them. And I want to free this up so you guys can interact, ask questions, and especially Beverly. She got great questions. And Colleen, sorry, I love you, but you can't ask no questions. A, you know me already, and B, you're too tough. So we'll have to work that out. All right. So if you don't know a little bit about me, I actually shortened it when I was listening to he was Daniel. I was like, he just did the first half for me because it's solid, right? Relationships. It's like we took Zig Ziglar and just brought him back. It's almost like the pendulum went from relationships to just, I don't know, hardcore stuff, even some assholery mixed in. I don't like it. So this whole thing isn't to say that other people are wrong or that hardcore traditional sales methods are wrong. What I'm really focused on is if you think you suck and these things don't work for you, maybe there's another way. Maybe it's not you, right? And that's something that took me 40 years to believe and actually figure out on accident. All right. But now, right now we know it works, right? These things are not, we have case studies, people all over the place are using these methods, and they're in the University of Miami. It's in academia. So I want y'all to know this ain't the only way, but for some of us, it actually could be. It really is. And real quick, I'm not going to share a big long story about started anything weird at childbirth, but it is important that you understand how this got started, right? Because if you can relate to even a small part of what I'm about to tell you, this one's for you. All right. So I grew up dirt poor, working class in the 80s, right? The pre-internet days. So back then, if you wanted information, you had to go to the library. And it was a little library, obviously, not a lot in it, which explains why I know way too much about Eastern philosophy. I ran out of stuff to read. But this is a really hard place if you really want to live because even though I grew up dirt poor, can't even burn dirt, right? I grew up dirt poor and I don't know where it came from. I just had a lot of ambition, right? I always wanted to be somebody and do something special. I always wanted to leave an impact and leave a legacy. Maybe because I didn't have anything, I don't know, or didn't have anything, right? But that's a very difficult place to be, right? When you have a dream, but no confidence, no resources, or no clue how to realize that. And I think you would probably call that an hallucination rather than a dream, right? Very hard place. And so that's where I lived most of my life until recently, the last few years. And if you're like me in that regard, or even close, then what you do is you end up just doing what you're told, right? You do what everybody else is around you. Dad worked at the factory. I was going to go work at the factory, that kind of stuff. And the problem with that is, though, right, you end up suppressing your dreams. And then if you're like me, you hold on to excuses to not be your best self, to not go out for it. Or maybe you did and you got knocked down, you didn't get back up, right? And I clung to those excuses like they were real, actual, truthful reasons. But here's the problem. If that dream keeps popping up, remember that game at the fairgrounds, like whack-a-mole, right? You go, oh, I got bills to pay and blah, blah, blah. And then it just pops up. It gets worse. And you keep whacking it down and that ambition keeps popping up. So fast forward, right? In this story, finally took that risk to build something and do something special. But here's what nothing out there worked for me. No traditional methods really seemed to land for me. People kept saying, do this, do that, build a web page, go here, pitch this, do that. And none of it worked. And then I realized something, folks. I realized something very important. And a lot of folks since then have, thank goodness, have figured this out. Entrepreneurship is a whole different game, is it not? Especially from corporates and jobs and corporate. And nobody teaches us the rules to that. So here's what I found. Whether you're laid off, whether you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, something happened to you or inside of you, or maybe both, that you said, forget that. I'm not going to just stay in my corporate job anymore, right? Somebody that I work for built the business, right? They're building their goals and dreams, their financial freedom, their time freedom. They get to do what they want when they want for as long as they want with whomever they want. And I'm not taking nothing away from them, but it was always my desire to do that for myself. Problem is, all these methods and tools that I had to do to be successful did not work. And when that happens, guess what? You think it's you, don't you? And that's what I'm here. That's what the whole built community is built on. This is why I'm presenting to you today. And this is why I do things. It's why I'm not homeless because I thought I was alone. I'm not alone. Other people just better hiding it. They don't want to talk about it. Somebody has to go first, right? So it's an honor to be here to do that. And so here's the long story short, especially on LinkedIn. Now, this is evergreen. These principles will take you everywhere, on and offline. But I like to focus on LinkedIn because that's the lower hanging fruit. It is one of the most profitable platforms to be on. Got a billion people on it, right? It's a lot of active people on one platform looking to do business. The problem is we're told a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying all these courses are bad out there. What I'm saying is think about this. Ask yourself this question, folks. Are you an influencer? Are you here today? You're probably a business person, right? And so if you're a business person, do you need business stuff or influencer stuff? And that's what I seek to do. I'm not saying I'm better, we're better, they're worse. What I like to do is educate people so they know what the hell they're saying yes and no to, right? So they're investing in doing things that will move the needle for them, just like everybody else here was. And so this is what the condensed version. That's what we're told to do. Post hard, post every day, right? Lead with that, me stuff. Copy chats back to back. Join another engagement pod, right? Get the great share stuff going. Get the algorithm moving. Join another networking group, performative networking. All right. But here's the problem. The more you do, nothing changes. And then we realize, hopefully we realize, it's not a work ethic problem, folks. It's a system problem. And here's the most dangerous part. This right here, this is the heart and soul of who I am and the community of the Hounds is. Here, you lose money. You keep losing money going around this hamster wheel, right? You just don't lose momentum and money. Eventually, you lose heart. And here's the problem. Here's why I get up every day to do this. And that's a dadgum shame. That's tragic because the folks like us, and there's nothing wrong with making money to make money, but the folks like us wake up every day to go help people with the crap we had to go through, right? We want to make it better for those people, right? And so that's what motivates me is that I got to get up every day, right? And because I want to help more kids in underserved communities by a coach. I want to go do things with the time and money and freedom. That's what I want to do. And that's what the people around me want to do. And so when we fail in business or we see other people like us have good hearts, they want to do good things, it's a daggum shame. It is because we sit back and we wonder, why isn't homelessness getting better? Why isn't equality? Whatever it is that wakes you up in the morning that makes you want to do something special, it's because the men and women like us fall through the cracks. Does that make sense? So that's why I do what I do. That because I was supposed to, I fell through the cracks, Beverly. Somehow I climbed my country ass out the cracks, and now I seek to seal the cracks. As simple as that. And that's what I want to make sure you guys understand. I'm gonna show you how. All right. So again, when you decide to start that business, you've entered a new game. Y'all ready? And this is really for you, all of you. But if you really sitting there, or if you ever thought before, hey, it's me, I stink. I'm not cut out for this. You're not the problem. Y'all ready for the root problem? Y'all want to see this? All right. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Here, you showed up to a daggum football game with a baseball bat. Anybody else can relate to this? I heard the speakers today. I'm like, y'all should be rolling, right? Because I ain't the only one. I'm like, woo, there ain't nothing wrong with you. Now, let me ask you all a question. How the hell are you supposed to win a game? In this case, the game of business and entrepreneurship. If you don't know the rules to the game, how it's played, and you daggum sure don't have a chance to join a winning all-star team to help you get there. And I'm going to be for something. I think y'all do because you wouldn't be here. Right? That's why you're here. That's why you're networking. It's why you're sharing. Right. And the short answer is you're not going to win a game. Y'all remember when MJ, Michael Jordan, the GOAT, remember when he went from basketball to baseball? Yep. See, decades later, Sox fans still upset about it. Super athlete, entire new game. And what happens for many, and now this is applicable, even if you're starting off, right? You're just new to business entrepreneurship, you're pivoting, you're scaling, right? You face new challenges, but it's a similar stack, right? Same wheelhouse. And a lot of you are going from one thing to the other. So you're a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but now you're in water polo, right? Nicole, what's going to happen if you wear the football uniform in the pool? Boom, you're going to sink. And that's the problem. So let me drive that in your head. You don't stink. You've got the talent, you've got the drive, all right? You got the heart. But what you probably have is the wrong tools, wrong room, wrong advice, i.e., wrong system. All right. So I got to beat this in the heads. You don't stink. All right. Because if you don't have this problem, people who do, right. And just going back what our great speaker just said, refer them out. Say, hey, you don't stink. You go talk to this crazy man. Maybe they can help you, right? Get people where they fit in, right? So for many of you, we're going to fix that, get you on the right path. For others, go share it with Sally because she's probably secretly struggling. All right. So here's my question. I want y'all to participate. If y'all feel comfortable, shout it out. A couple questions for you all, or just put it in the chat if you're a little shy, Nelly. It's okay. All right. So all of y'all are on LinkedIn, I think, pretty much. Either you're trying to find clients or opportunities that lead to clients, right? I hate when people say, what are you looking for? Well, clients. We all want clients. The question is how. That's the defining question. So here's the first question. Do you all get paid to get likes and followers and all these algorithms and all this stuff, impressions? Do you get paid to get a bunch of that stuff and thumbs up on LinkedIn? That's not TikTok, is it? It's not YouTube. You get paid to get views and likes and things and all that. But here on LinkedIn, ask yourself, what do you get paid to do when you do stuff on LinkedIn then? Anybody? That's not rhetorical. If y'all want to pop in, maybe I should check the chat. That'll help. Somebody said something. Nope, we don't. What do you get paid to do when you get on LinkedIn? Yeah, you get paid to solve problems with the person behind the screen. Develop that know and trust, right? That can lead the try and buy, and then fierce advocates that can go out there and do exactly what Daniel just said, right? And send people your way, right? Because I love that. I'm a bad salesman, but boy, I'm great at getting people to get them excited, love on them, do stuff. And that's the cheat code. For this game, I needed a cheat code. The other stuff didn't work for me. But the quote cheat code was building authentic relationships and giving them a clear path if they want to reciprocate, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about. And last thing, burn this in your brains. Please shout out with this one because I know y'all struggle with this shit. How many cold, meaningless, and just plain goofy DMs and emails did y'all already just get this week? And it's only Wednesday, folks. Right? Think about it. My favorite is the one where they're like, hey, I like your YouTube channel. They shred it to pieces in red and go, do you want me to help you? That's my absolute favorite. I'm going to put that on a picture frame. That's a great way to say hello, isn't it, Beverly? Hey, you want me to help you? You suck, right? No. So, was that 5, 3 a day? Oh God, I would kill for that. I like 50. I don't even. Oof. And then LinkedIn hides them. It's great. So yeah, think about this. Here's the question that matters before we go into the whole how to's. If you, and be honest, right? It's really hard. We're just human. If you probably don't even try, or it's so difficult for you to distinguish who's sending a valuable and heartfelt and meaningful DM, how do you expect your ideal clients and partners to do that? So think about it. Even if you, Beverly and Colleen, even if you all are like, yeah, I'm really bringing value here, we can't even tell because we can't even sort through the other goofy 50 DMs we just got this week, right? And that's what I'm going to show you, how to cut through the noise, how to be seen, be heard, but be valuable and organic at the same time. You could do both, all right? And I'm going to show you how to do both. So here's the deal. $1 million question that flipped everything. What if it wasn't you? It was just the system. And they're taught out there all the time. And they're good for some people, but people like us that want to lead with heart and relationships, it really doesn't work that well. In fact, it looks weird. Could you imagine Mother Teresa running around doing her thing, helping the homeless, and the whole time she got a Ouija board salesman back here trying? That's what it is. There's not no cohesion here. So here's what we're going to do. I've been here before, and here's what I'm trying to burn in your brains. When you follow the system, I'm going to show you and the concepts resonate, you will no longer accidentally, in this case, for us, try to sell bald people haircuts. Right. That's why we had a trust first community. That's why we brought in people like Colleen. Right. It doesn't matter how good the steak dinner is. If you're trying to market that to vegans, they don't want it. I mean, your steak is bad. They don't need it. Right. So that's what I'm going to show you all the principles. And then we're going to, because this is important. You'll get some results. The needle will move if you practice what I'm going to show you in the guide. Right. But if you want the full on experience and really dial it in, get more results for less time, then you have to have all of these down. So, y'all ready to see it? I teased you long enough, right? All right. So, this is the culmination of my business failure for a couple of decades, right? The 4 C's. This is the easiest way that I can put this together. So, you have a general framework. And when I heard the speakers, I said, all of them, like, they complement this, right? I loved it. So, here it is, real quick. This changed my life. Clarity. There's 2 parts to it. And I'm going to dive in a little after I show you. Clarity, who you are and what problem you actually solve. Internal clarity and external clarity, folks. That's what I was missing. I put the cart before the horse. You have to know and get good with you, right? Because, and I'm skipping ahead, but if you don't believe full on what your value is and what you're doing out there and that it can help people and it's the right people in front of you, you're bleeding at least 50% of your sales minimum. All right. That's been my experience and a lot of folks. Number 2, connections. We're talking about building bridges, not cold walls, right? Community. Hell, I did that for you, right? So you only got 3 things to concern yourself. Plug into the right rooms where trust compounds. That's what we're talking. And number 4, conversion. Folks, that's more of a byproduct than a step. Think about it. If people already know and trust you, they're coming because they see value in your solution, whatever's keeping them up at night, right? And then you don't have to turn into or feel like that sleazy salesperson. You don't. You shouldn't. It's going to turn them off, right? What should you do? You continue to do what got you here. If you're a coach them into the steps, right? So I'm not. You don't have to do all that persuasion stuff. You just have to learn how to bridge the gap in your voice, right? And I'll walk you through these briefly, but I want to make sure you all got the essence of this. Okay, does that make sense? So that's it. Real quick, when you dial all these in, what I'm going to show you is going to explode. But clarity, again, internal and external clarity comes after internal. That's known as branding oftentimes, right? So we got really good brand, really good authority, right? Why is that important? The short answer is because it attracts and repels. Again, vegans at steakhouses. I want steak eaters at the steakhouse, right? That's where they want to be. And that's what we're talking about. And on LinkedIn, you'll see, and I'll show you examples. It should attract and repel. It should do both. It should attract and repel people. Or there's a third category, which is people going, no, I don't like steak, but boy, my dad does. To get the vegans to send the steak eaters there. And that's what we're talking about. Very organic, but intentional. Right. So let me ask you this. Is this clear what this lady does? How long did it take y'all to figure out what Tanya does? I see chatter, but it's on mute. Beverly got it. Yeah, branding, right? So if you pop in on this and you don't have any concern, don't like it, what do? You leave. But if you don't, you might dive in. Now, this is going somewhere. Hang in there with me, all. All right. So when you're clear, your content and your conversations both converting naturally, right? This is the difference between dog catching and bug zapping. Dog catching, man, you can't catch dogs. They don't want to be caught. They run. You're chasing them. It's ridiculous. It happens all the time. That's where your DMs come in. That's where the pitches come in. But if you plug a bug zapper in and leave it there all night, what happens? Things fly into it all night, right? And that's what we're talking about. People say, I tried your method, Mike, and it didn't work. Yeah, you planted 2 seeds. Maybe you got to plant 20, right? But it works. And the good thing is you don't care if they bite or not. You just keep planting the seeds. And here's the fun part. Some will, some won't till later, some will never. And then some will send you people. So don't worry about the outcome. Concern yourself with what you're doing. Trust the system, trust yourself, hone in on that, get better, and just keep planting seeds. That took a lot of stress off me, folks. I was like, ooh, how come they don't get it? I don't care if maybe they don't like steak. I'm going to keep talking until somebody goes, I like steak. Does that make sense? Because I know a lot of y'all secretly in there talking about and feeling the pressure, and it's crushing you from the inside. So I'm not saying it to be braggart or anything. I'm saying it because, yeah, I've been there, and don't be ashamed of it. All right. Admit it, and then you can fix it. All right. So number two, nope. Stuntman and soul guide. That's pretty easy too, right? It takes about 2 seconds to know what this man in general is about, where he came from, where he's going, right? Tagline, very important. And this is going to bleed into what I'm going to show you because everybody's teaching to do this the opposite way. All right. Most people. And so that's what I want you to turn. It turns fans into referral partners. All right. When you're clear, dialed in, you build trust. It's easy. Just like the gentleman, Daniel. You're not getting referrals because it's not easy. You're not telling them how. It's not obvious. All right. Number two, connections. Now, once you're clear, internal, external, it's time to connect and not like a door to salesman. Think dating here. Now, this is the general rule of thumb. All right. If you don't do it in dating, you probably shouldn't do it in marketing. The stuff I see going on online and LinkedIn marketing, my God, everybody be single if y'all did that in your dating life. You wouldn't have no friends, spouse, nothing. So don't do it, especially if that's not something you want to do. If you don't do that the other 12 hours of the day, you don't have to do it for the 12 hours you're working if you're early, right? So the most attractive man and woman at the singles club doesn't need a sales pitch. Think about it. What you got to do? You just got to be. And that's what I'm talking about. Once you dial these in, you just got to show up. Y'all didn't have to convince me. I heard y'all, saw you, and I went, yay, I want you on my show. It's that simple, right? It worked on me, and I'm the guy who figured this method out, right? It works on anybody because that's who we are as people, right? We're not trying to manipulate. We're just trying to be intentional to attract the right folks. Does that make sense? All right. And this will help you. This will help you when you go into networking everywhere, not just LinkedIn, folks, right? Summits. And here's examples, right? When connections go wild, if I DM'd anybody, everybody wants to know, how'd you get Olympic level events? How did you get the Kindness Worldwide, Podfest, blah, blah, blah. I tell you how I didn't do it. I didn't do it by DM, email, like cold. I didn't do it that way because I spent years doing that, folks. That's why I'm so adamant about this. I kept thinking it was me. I spent 3 years doing the stuff that now I show an alternative to. So I'm here. Colleen through Nicole. I decided to push Nicole up. I saw her value. I loved her values, loved who she was as a person. She said yes. We boomed on, and look what happened. Boom. Right. And I'm going to show you more because then that snowball took on and got bigger. And it took far less time, far less stress than doing all the things and trying to make the perfect content that probably no one's seeing anyway. Does that make sense? So, again, if you like to attract, this is the one for you. All right. So, my screen just cut out. That's why I got weird all of a sudden. I was on this Zoom call all day, not a problem. All right. So here we go. I think can you still, there it is.
You are fine. There you are. Yeah. Did you want to still screen share? Yeah, go back again.
No, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in. You can follow along with me. You can download it. All right. From my profile right there. It says Master Attractor Playbook. All right. I'm going to show y'all a couple extra things since y'all are here live because you're on the Coles thing. But this is it. Now, understand 3 years, about 4 years ago, a lot of the gurus told us to ring the notification bell. And now we wish the hell we didn't. Why? Look, just a whole bunch of stuff from people I don't talk to, don't know. And y'all see this, right? Every day you log in. So the question is, and here's what's happening. Everybody says build great content, is if that's the only thing that's going to make your business grow. It's going to get you seen in the right light. What I have found for folks like us, again, folks who don't like that, they're just not good at it. We want to attract, we want to lead with business marriage. We have no interest in business one night stands. We want longevity, right? What we did is the opposite. So content is not king, it's important. But what I want you to do is understand that engagement comes first. And let me show you what I mean. All right. So let's go pick on Colleen. There she is. So first of all, let me show you a super trick. Let's say you want to find somebody, right? And people, I can't find nobody. I gotta get Sales Navigator, blah, blah, blah. Nah, start here. Play with this, experiment, right? Go back today and have some fun with this. So let's say, for example, you want to get in front of branding experts. Just type in branding in the search bar, and we all just go straight to the people button, right? People. I want you to go over here to events. All right. Now take your time with this. Take 30 minutes to relax, get coffee, something, and sit back and go, okay, because here's why. Birds of a feather flock together, right? So instead of going one by one, go find pools of fish. Go find out where people are hanging out at, where the packs are at, right? So let's say this is it, brand strategy. All right, today at 11. Let's see. This is a big one. Women and wow, okay. So that looks like, let's say, for example, she might be the ideal client. So when I go to her event, I check it out, right? Go to details, check it out. Say, yeah, that's probably a good one for me. There's probably not only she, but other people that attend might be a good fit, right? When you click attend, look what happens. Not only do you get to go and don't pitch, don't be weirdo, right? Come in, build relationships, be cool, right? Remember dating? But then you got 86 people right here that you can go fishing with. Y'all follow me? See what I mean? And again, not to, I'm being careful because I want to help you, but I also don't want to come off like I'm knocking other people. But at the same time, I've seen people seriously spend hours doing the whole pod thing and they put a post up and y'all see a great share, thumbs up. And this is the quicker, faster alternative to people who just want relationships, right? They just want to walk in old school and say, hey, you want to talk or not, right? Very attractive, no pressure. So then guess what? We can find birds of a feather that we also, maybe this lady podcasting, okay, she's also boom. So what I'm about to show you, this is how you find them. All right. This is straight out of my course, y'all. So everybody good? Any questions on this? Because we got good time right now. Y'all good? This is how you find them. This is not in the guide. So go watch Nicole's recording and all that stuff. All right. So once you get them, once you get somebody, you're like, yeah, that's somebody I like. And do your research. It's real easy to do ICA. You can go to Facebook, you go all kind of places. We're not just looking for if they're a good fit, can make me money. We're looking for, do they share my values in general, right? Does this person trustworthy? Are they honest? Not perfect, but do they also value relationship building? Right? Those kind of things. If I'm going to church and you're going to the bar every night, I might not hang out too much because we just do different things. The same thing, right? I want to make sure that, and there's 8 billion people on the planet. Don't worry about losing the one. All right. There's tons of them. All right. Tons of people you could do business with. Now, there's tons of Summit people, but there's only one Nicole. That's why I'm here. Right. So I want y'all to understand it. Once we find somebody, here's what I want y'all to do. Now, I'll use me as an example. Now, this is step 2. Remember, engagement comes first. When you go to the profile that you want to reach out to, do not like it every day. You're going to do this one time a week. Could be every Monday, could be every Tuesday, doesn't matter. Put it on an Excel sheet, just copy paste it, put a date on it, right? Scroll down and pay attention because these are showcase. Right? If I put this here, what do I want y'all to do with this? But y'all read it, look at it, right? Do your research. You don't have to go and do goofy academia research. It's right here. I'm telling you what. So when you DM me and you say, hey, Mike, I loved your video on this and that episode, boy, I know you paid attention. Yeah, you got my attention. Right. So go look. And then here's where the results come from. Go to activity, click on post if it's not default, and go to show all post. All in the guides. And here's what I want you to do. Be yourself. Never like anything that you don't like, never stretch, and people can smell that a mile away. Just like AI posts, we can smell that. Even I can, so I know everybody else can, right? So be organic. If you don't like it, skip it, go to the next one. I want you to like and comment. And remember what I said earlier? Birds of a feather flock together. This is bonus. I usually don't talk about this and teach it, but outside of my course. But here's the key. If you see us having a good convo, what do y'all think you should do? You might want to pop into that convo. You might want to contribute. I'm going to break script for a minute. We got time. I ain't going to go too long. This is the truest story. And if you get this will blow you up. All right. I had a lady over a year ago. She wanted to go on my course and she said, Mike, I wonder if my clients are even on LinkedIn. I said, who are your clients? She said, they're usually about 50-year-old menopausal women. She did self-sabotage coach. And it's funny because I laugh and I'm not because I'm immature. I am, but also I laugh because I get an invite to a menopause event like every week. And so I was like, wow. I said, let's go find out. So what we did, same principle. We went to her post, and instead of saying, look at me, I said, hey, I said, Lisa, thank you for helping women who need it the most, what you do for people. Do you know my friend Michelle? Tag Michelle. She also helps women in the same way, but in a different way, but the same women. I think you two should chat. Y'all let me know how that goes, and I can help you. And then I got the hell out of there. Yeah. Now, what do y'all think happened after that? Yeah, the lady became the client, and then the other lady's like, who is that? Because how many times y'all seen that? See, not only are you doing what attracts other people like you, people with heart that want longevity, but the world is screaming and making you look even better. They're doing the anti stuff that you're doing. Does that make sense? The one cool person just sitting there when everybody's going, man, that's the same strategy I'm going to pull at Podfest. Everybody's going to run up to the big dogs and go, ooh, I'm going to hand them a letter. I'm going to walk off. I guarantee you in 10 minutes, 4 out of those 6 letters are going to call me on the spot or call me back. Not because I'm better, but because that's my natural way to do it things. I do not thirst, but boy, if you call me, Merry Christmas. Yeah. And that's called qualify itself. That's like the first date, right? Let's go check it out, see how it goes. And that's what I want you. So make comments, tag people. And in the Hounds, shameless plug, we got a tool that helps this. We don't like tools unless they do the job and amplify. So this tool is for you to go out there and old school networking. Hey, Billy, meet Sam. Here's why. That's what we do. And then we use it to do this. Go build real relationships, right? Just like I would in a face-to-face networking event. All right. So then you say, what happens at that, Mike? How does content come in and how do they come to you? Here's the thing. Do not send them a connection request. And while I'm on this subject, do not worry about they're not liking my post. They're not connecting yet. And here's the God's honest truth about 99% of the time. Do you know why? Because a lot of y'all out there making good content, you're like, nobody's liking it. The main reason that happens, y'all want to hear it? Because think about it. Think about you. As soon as you click or do something or connect, what does usually happens? Pitch slap. Boom. They're all over. You're like, oh shit. So people have conditioned without even knowing about it subconsciously to not even do it. So they're watching you. They're lurking on you. We see it in the Hounds all the time. This is proven. It's not a theory. So don't get discouraged. Stay the long road, right? We're not just hunting for food every day and shooting the buffalo. We're planting seeds, cultivating a farm that can produce a harvest every year, every season, right? And then you say, what happens when I do all this once a week on whatever post they have? They could have 7, 10, 15. Look at that. Then they're going to see on notification bell, Mike. And that's what we're looking for. That's Napoleon Hill, right? He tagged me. That's human nature. Now, that's called stalking in the offline world, right? Highly discouraged and legal. It's pure gold on LinkedIn because now what's going to happen? You engaged, you made meaningful engagement, you gave them value, and you piqued curiosity. Two things, write it down. Value, curiosity. Boy, that's your cheat code. You want to knock somebody off it? They do that because they don't see that. And then guess what? Guess what, Nicole? They go to your profile. They want to say, who is this person? Here we go back to clarity and branding. Does it attract and repel? Should do both. And then guess where content comes in? Content comes in number 3. I call it rotisserie chicken, gas station chicken, right? You tell a story bite size, you lead them through a journey, right? You go through the aspects. And Daniel mentioned this. Yeah, sometimes I'll put in some personals because I want you to know who I am. If you don't like redneck isms and corny jokes, probably not even should meet. You got to go hire someone else. So I do mix it in, but I want to make sure that people understand who I am as well as what I do. Does that make sense? And that's where I don't have time for that. It's a whole course that I'm coming out in February to revamp. But that's it. That's it. You don't have to be bells and whistles and have the best stuff, right? You just have to show up and be real and have a format that fits you, right? Like a suit. Don't one size doesn't fit all, and neither does this, folks. Does that make sense? Anybody got a quick one on this? Because I don't want to go back and lose you. Anybody got a quick question? Clear
You
as
guys
mud?
can unmute. Go ahead if you would. I'm fixing some issues with some links, but please come up to the mic and if you've got anything. Deborah, did you have something? I see you unmuted.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. Really enjoying your training and presentation this evening. One of my questions is when you're making that introduction, where exactly, what platform are you making them on? Because I noticed that April sometimes makes introductions behind the scene and then she'll post it on LinkedIn on her wall. What do you suggest?
Here is it would be LinkedIn because that's where I'm focused. That's where most of it.
Yes,
But the
yeah.
best answer is wherever they're going to see it, wherever they are. You can use this tactic in Facebook. You can when you go to a networking like today, Like you met all these people, you should have got connected with them, got their LinkedIn. Then go love on them. Go check them out. Go if they put an article out there, what do they want? That's the
Yep.
question people aren't asking. What do they want? Not what I want. What what
Yeah.
what do they want? But
Mm.
that's it. If they put on LinkedIn a Facebook post, take your butt over to Facebook and do your thing. Do the same
Right.
thing.
No,
Yeah,
actually, what
great
I'm
question.
asking is you actually mentioned that when you saw two women that you could bring together that were both serving the same industry, you made an introduction. Where was that introduction on LinkedIn?
I tagged them. That's a great
Oh,
question. So I tagged them and then I waited and watched a little bit. If
okay,
they
got
if
it.
yeah, and sometimes you want to monitor. That's why I like to track it. And I'm working on an automated model. So we don't have to use an Excel sheet because this is 2026, but it's the same
Perfect.
principle. And what you want to do is watch it. And if they don't do it again, maybe at that point, you just pick up the DM. You pick up the
Okay.
DM and you're just honest about it. So that's it's a little in depth, but usually if somebody's active, that's the only reason they wouldn't respond. And let me show you what, since you asked that, not to overload people, but you can go back and watch this. I'd recommend it. So you can click on comments. And I love this because this is great. Man, I'm giving y'all half this damn course, but it don't matter. It's fine. So go ahead and go to comments. See what they're interested in, what they're commenting on, who they run with. Even then, you're like, and the main thing is that they're active, right? Because you see people have no posts. You're like, man, they ain't posted in a year. You click comments and reactions, and you'll see their comment. They don't know how to post. That's the again, they only have 90 connections. Man, I know high-powered CEOs of Fortune 1000. They ain't playing on LinkedIn. Don't let the connection request fool you. I met Dr. CJ. Honestly, when I was breaking away from the pod people and stuff, I seen I seen they said, hey, let's go see CJ, Dr. CJ of Level Up Academy. Nobody went, y'all. Why? Because she only had 2,000 followers. That's the untold story. I
Mhm.
went because somebody just like Daniel said, "Hey, you need to go see her." Okay, that's all I needed to hear. Colleen says, "Go see somebody." I gotta go see them. All right. So I went there and I was blown away. She was pushing up her people, her students were teaching. I said, "Oh my gosh!" And guess what? Everybody wished they had CJ in their corner. And again, not bragging. That's the way folks like us do it. I'm not just after her business. I can hang out with CJ. We can do audios together, right? But we do serious business. Great question.
Thank you.
I've only got a few things, so I'll have more time probably for Q&A. But I wanted to make sure you guys wasn't stuck on this. And Nicole's messaged me. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll make sure everybody gets it, Nicole. All right. So if I can put the screen back, I've got 3 monitors back here, and it's like watching Redneck Captain Kirk, man, Enterprise by himself. We got it. Y'all see that? Community? Sweet. All right. I'm trying to get the screen back. See, if I can do it, you can do it. When I say that, it's not a catchphrase, it's a truth, man. And I want to empower people. Everybody thinks they got to be perfect. I'm not about perfect. I'm about real and figuring it out together. That's what I'm about. Thank God y'all are too. So here's the deal. All right. And the last two, this is how you throw gas on the fire. I just showed you how to do it yourself. Download the guide, go out there, be you. There's no way on earth that you guys can come in and do this and people go, oh, like, if they do, thank goodness, because you're going to waste money. It's like the other speakers talked about, right? But this is the key dumping gas on it. All right. Trust and visibility is the ways you can accelerate this solo work. All right. Members get booked on shows, they land sponsorships, they get invited to summits like this because they know and trust other people. And they didn't come out talking about their stuff. They came out saying, how can I help you? What do you have going on? That's what gets people. And going back to the last question Beverly had, that's spot on. The only reason they wouldn't is because it's not crystal clear. And that's why you got to call Colleen. So Colleen can hook you up with how people can easily get you in a pipeline, right? That isn't inauthentic, that isn't goofy and manipulative, right? That you feel good about it, right? So anyway, if you want to see it, I can share the link in the chat. I have a group call. Y'all can come straight in. To be honest, though, I've been watching all day. I don't discount. I'm not a flea market, but yeah, I will hook people up because you were here. You can check it out. You can go to group call, or you just bring your happy self in the Hounds, test drive it. Got a 7-day trial. I'm not pitching. I just look. Y'all are why I built this thing, so I gotta say it. I don't even care if I sound salesy. And let me cover the last thing. Community. That's the gasoline, right? None of this came from me going out there and doing it, right? This came from loving on the right people, right? Sometimes you love on people and they're not ready yet, or maybe they're the wrong people. Then switch gears. That's where clarity is so important. right? I know who I can work with. I know who I can accelerate, not perfectly, but I know, hey, that person, if you sell cookies and you sell milk, that's one hell of a tag team. Like, how can somebody not see value in you for connecting cookies and milk? That's what I mean. And then in that case, Colleen came up along with plates. And now we meet Nicole and Colleen, right? We just had a big old dinner party. So you can do this, right? And then that led to her doing another summit. So I said, hey, let's put us all together. And that led to more conversations, what led to more conversations. And meanwhile, good-hearted people who are business people are out there doing influencer stuff, which is totally fine for influencers, but you're wasting time and money, losing heart, and now we wonder why cancer is not improving because the folks like us ain't getting it done. All right. So you're not trying to convince people, you're trying to share it. That's it. You don't sell goodness, you share goodness, and people take it or not. Right. So that's it. Cross promotion. That's my magic pill. Blasting it out when everybody's on the show, all people blast it because that's authority, right? If they see us talking, your audience sees my audience, Beverly, vice versa, right? Especially in the Hounds, man. We got people that you never see get along in the public life, but we do. We do. We're not here for that. We're here for common humanity to build life-changing businesses, period. I've got ultra MAGA, ultra conservative, ultra liberal. Nobody cares. You better not. We lead with heart here. It's the only criteria, okay?
It's
So
all about business and community, Mike.
that's right. I'm actually woo, look at me. Look at me stopping before midnight. My goodness. All right. So here's the invitation.
We
Man,
have it
even
on recording, Mike. Thank you.
man, what's that old country saying? Even a blind squirrel catch another every now and then. I can't believe it. All right. But here's the invitation. If and when you're looking for something, right? If you're looking for the own formula to follow, I'm going to have my group course revamped with a premium client edition. That'll be out in February. So if you want to chat, no pressure, do it. Let's talk about it. If you're already put together, you're already kicking butt, taking names, you just want to do more, you're ambitious, you're not done yet, then I have solutions for that, right? Amplifying sponsorship, etc., revamping it as well. Maybe the community, a lot of y'all just need to be around other like-minded people to accelerate organically. Try that, right? Maybe you don't want none of it. Hold the link, come back later, I got you, you're good, right? So that's it. Invitation's open. I'll drop all the chats in here. And if Nicole has time and she wants to, I'll take questions, comments, anything. I just want to see you all win. That's why I give so much free stuff away because I don't want anybody running around feeling like they're not good enough and getting to the end of life and going, I wish I'd done that. It's a shame. And it happens far too often. So that's it. Either way, you're going to leave with some clarity, make some friends, test drive it. If it ain't for you, tell me that, man. I'll walk you somewhere it would be for you. Don't care. All right. I want you to win. Got it? All right. Thank you all. Any questions, Nicole?
Awesome. Yeah, you guys, we have time if you guys want. I appreciate your time. Do you want to, can you take that down and put the link in the chat if you would,
Yeah,
Mike? That'd be
absolutely.
awesome so we can get people on the camera and they can see the full you, get that full brim of the hat there. Does anybody want to come off the mic? You have any questions, please do. Yeah, I don't have your links, Mike. But yeah, thank you. Simona's clapping. She did put her LinkedIn in there. I wonder if you're on a totally different time zone, but thank you so much. Anna Angelina, it looks like you might have a question. I do want to state, you guys, I'll bring you up to the mic, but what I do want to say is thank you for your patience and the VIP upgrade. It looks like ThriveCart just did a completely massive update. So I fixed the checkout. If you were having issues before, please make sure that you check your accounts and that you either made the purchase or you just made one purchase. Let me know if there's any issues. I just fixed it. Looks like it's working again. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Yes.
It is working, but it takes you back to, and I ran all the way through the process, but it takes you back to the purchase page after checkout. But it does go that
Does it
your
go through?
purchase was complete and correct, but it does, instead of going to a thank you page, it's taking you back to the checkout, just so everybody knows. But it is working correctly. Like I received my email with the VIP download and everything.
Oh, okay, perfect. And if you made the purchase and you didn't get the link, let me know. I'll give you guys a link. And Angelina, if you have a question, please, she's unmuted and you've waited graciously. Thank you so much.
Hey y'all, this has been I just want to say thank you so much. This has been a beautiful event. I'm really stoked by everything that I've heard you guys share. Mike, you are just as precious as anything, and I would just give you the biggest squeeze. You remind me of my mom's people, and I just felt really at home. And the mad value that you brought, that the previous speakers brought, I just feel so lit up right now, even though I'm super tired. I have been hanging on all y'all's every word. And I just wanted to say that. Super grateful. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on the outside. Nicole and Bonnie, I think. Is that who you partnered with?
Colleen.
Nicole, Colleen. Gosh, how did I forget that? You guys just like mad kudos for pulling together such a wonderful, absolutely wonderful event. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. Way cool. Awesome. Thank you
And
so
just to be
much.
clear, this event is Nicole's event. We partnered outside of this event, but she does a
Yay.
great
You're
job.
awesome. Yeah. She
She
shows
is
up.
She is the reason I got back into summits again. I'll just take a minute, steal the stage, because I got on a summit that I paid top dollar for, and it was horrible. It was so bad. And I like scared me. I'm not scareable. I walk boldly everywhere I go. I ran from summits for a year solid. It was that bad. And then I attended a few of Nicole's, and that built a lot of trust and confidence in Nicole. But then I decided I wanted to do a summit for my business. And so I hired Nicole with conditions because the trust wasn't 100%. I literally came on board and said, you can do everything about the summit, but I will be choosing my speakers because I want represented and aligned correctly. And you appear to do that, but I'm not for certain. And you know what? The girl made it golden. I legit asked her, what costume do I put on and show up wearing? And was there, and everything was handled, and it was smooth as a baby's butt. Even like reaching out to my speakers and helping them through the paperwork and through the things that they need to do to register, she took all of it, and it was just amazing. That's exactly what you need to do in business, is take what you're good at and run with it. Take the rest and delegate it to somebody that you can know and trust will do an amazing job. And that was Nicole. And so if any of you are thinking of growing your business through a summit, I cannot recommend Nicole high enough. Absolutely. I would do one with her again in a heartbeat. And here I am. Every time she has a summit, I'm like, please pick me. I hope I align. How can I align? I want to be on this. I want to be seen with you. So this is the way to go. If you're even a little bit thinking about getting seen and heard in 2026 and building your business, Nicole's your girl.
Yeah, if we
Awesome.
sound biased, it's for good reason. We are. Because because I went to one, I'm not bashing it, but still, look,
I'm
I
writing the
went
check. The ink's still wet. It hasn't cashed through yet. No, just kidding.
Can I do a little
I
promo
went
thing?
to one. I
Yeah,
went to one where they like just yelled about the camera for 2 minutes. Like, I'm not in kindergarten. Leave me alone. I'll come in. But thank you, Angelina. Thank you for saying that. That's music to my country ears. And I'm so glad you got value. I appreciate it. Nicole, thank you for all you do. You work hard. You don't complain. You make it look easy. And I thank the world of you, my friend.
oh, thank you. Thank you. And I want to say, Deborah, I just put your link again in the chat and I can send you an email if you need it. But thank you so much. And it shows, and Beverly, I know you had your hand up, so I'll bring you up here. And I want to thank you. And it just shows when you're doing your thing, you're in your groove and you do meet great people and you get good referrals in communities that you trust. And how does that build? And getting on the mic is all about rising to the occasion and showing up and shining and helping your community shine. And this is what happens when you grab the mic and you want to support the community that supports you as much as you can, and really giving people the place and sharing that. How do you do this? What can I do to add value? For me, it's really not just being a concierge summit host or co host and assisting people with doing that, calling people on the phone, herding the cats, getting speakers together is no fun a week before the stage. You got to get everybody together. There are some professionals, and I do love that because Masango and I never met before this. We honestly didn't. He just decided to apply for this, and I thought it was just awesome. We aligned, we talked for a little bit, and he showed up, and he's here, and he brings such expertise. And Colleen and Mike having them on the stage and doing that. Beverly, did you have anything you wanted to say? You could say something about the summit or anything if you had questions for Mike or anybody else.
Yes, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to be here. I came to support Mosongo, and I got more than I expected or even anticipated that I would get. I thoroughly enjoyed your presentation, Mike, and the takeaway that I have was the biggest takeaway was about the events part on LinkedIn. and I am terrible with LinkedIn and making comments and all the things. And I'm looking forward to just being able to learn more and to be able to really make LinkedIn work for me and my business. And Mike, where are you from?
In Louisville, south of Louisville, Kentucky, in a tree.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Uh,
so I'm from Arkansas. So I'm like, that country, so country.
Are you
But
really? Oh, this ain't
yes.
you, man. I'm like city. I'm like New York to y'all, ain't it? So,
All right. But yes, thank you. And I really learned a lot. And that's why I decided to upgrade. And I'm looking forward to watching all of the other videos and all the other speakers and really just being more a part of the community and being able to network and connect and to be around the people that's going to help me grow. And I can help as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that so much. What an amazing little testimony and some takeaways there. We do have one more day, but get Mike's just shared all his information in the chat. Get the guide, come to the group call on the hounds, learn a little bit more about connecting in the communities, like-minded individuals. And that's what it's all about. It's hard to find good places and good platforms to meet people, but and people that you can engage with and have a laugh with and know that they're going to be there to support you at every time. So thank you so much, folks. I believe everybody has got the link. If you need the VIP link and you got that, let me know. I will send that to you. I'll go through and email everybody. Thank you so much for being here. If there's anything else, I thank you guys for being here today and supporting and everything. This is awesome.
hey, Nicole, real quick. I ain't playing. I don't discount. I don't play games, but I'm serious. If y'all DM me, no pressure. It's not a sales tactic. I love all y'all. I want y'all in here, but I'm not pushy. So if you want to take a few days, test it out, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'll hook you up
Do
because
we
I'm just
DM you on LinkedIn or here?
yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Y'all,
Okay.
and if you need it again, let me know. But these ladies, man, I chase these ladies around. They can't get rid of them. They still answer them. I keep thinking Nicole is West Coast for some stupid reason. So I call her at 10 o'clock and she don't even yell at me. This is what I'm talking about. Relationships save my life, man.
There's only a few people I'll pick up the phone for, by the way.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, my bad.
That's okay. It's important people. You want to support them at all times, and you know that they'll be there for you. So thank you so much for being here today, you guys. It's been amazing. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bit of a shorter day. Come through, share the joy, share the love, get the tips and tricks, get everything else. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you, Nicole.